Everyone should be happy because it looks like the moon is here. The last hour is almost here. Again, you might as well go all in. This is a tweet from David Schwartz. It's only going to get bigger. He told us not to sell. That being said, we need to first talk about what's going on. It took a while, but Bitcoin just set a new all-time high. Guys, this has never happened before, and it just happened a few hours ago when the 5-day light went out. Now, what do you see? It has started. So let's talk about what just happened since this has never happened before. We now have what we've wanted for what seems like 210 days. Okay, so this is crazy news. Okay, so let's talk about this map so it all makes sense. No one else is going to talk about it either. Take away the RSI. This is a chart of the USDT, chart of dominance, guys. Okay, it really came to life in 2015. In a nutshell, this figure shows the Tether's USDT. Since it's based on numbers, guys, the only thing that's different is how much of the pie Tethers are taking. Okay, so it started at almost nothing, right? That's right. When Tether was a very small stablecoin, things got out of hand after that. Things just went crazy. Okay, that's because Tether was printing a lot of USDT, which caused the market cap to skyrocket. As a result, Tether now controls about 4% of the whole crypto world. This is very important to talk about because people trade or sell their cryptocurrencies for USDT whenever this chart goes up. People use their Tether USDT to buy cryptocurrencies every time we see this chart dump. Okay, guys, I hope that makes some sense. This is very important. What did that just happen? Let's talk about it. The 5 daily light just ended a short time ago at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It had been on our list for a long time. It happened right now, guys. Because of the times in the past when this moving average held USDT, this is important. Take a look at where dominance held Bitcoin as barrier once, twice, and 3 times. You know, once, twice, or 3 times, it just broke out now. Why? Because, guys, we just broke below crazy support. All right, so this is really big. Also, this has never happened before. Do you guys see this? There was no such thing before, which is important because it means that this moving average is now turning into resistance or has to turn into resistance now. That's why it will be harder for them to dump cryptos from now on, right? They need to go above this moving average now. Since it's on the 5th day, I think it will be really hard for you guys, right? But what if we do go back up here? By the way, we could test this level again. We could test it again, but I don't think it will break above. What should this chart do next now that it has broken below a key support level? Now it's the 6th day, right? Let's figure out how far away the 6-day moving average is from where we are now. We've reached 4%. Where does Bitcoin go if we dump 9%? Yes, 9%. Aquilins Sazalekos pump. BTC goes up to 123, which is about 10%, or about 135,000, okay? It might pump a little more because of how much, it depends on how much money will be moving from other cryptocurrencies to Bitcoin. As for XRP, we're likely to pump it like, I don't know, crazy gas if we do pump about 10% for Bitcoin, right? The reason being is that it is slow. We're likely to raise the price to $5 to $6, okay? When Bitcoin hits about $135,000, let's say Ethereum hits $5,000 to $6,000, okay? Because it looks so good, I told everyone to put all their money into XRP. We're also pumping right now because I think this will work out, right? By the way, I think it has to go down for this because it's trying to make some kind of positive divergences, okay? I'm going to show you something that no one else will talk about. That being said, what do we see on these longer term charts? 5 days, 4, 3, 4, 5, and 6 weeks. And chart days. Do you see something? RSI1, RSI2, we're here. That's the first bottom, the second bottom, and now we're here. What's going to happen next? We're going to dump, right? The RSI is going to drop. It would be bad news if we couldn't get rid of this positive divergence with the RSI at 25, 25, the 25 level, and instead hold the support and pump again. What's that? There's a triple bullish split on the longer time frames, right? That's why they need to keep dumping, guys. Keep dumping this chart. I think the first big support will be in this area, and there's also a liquidity grab there, right? The next level is on the weekly, though, and if it beats that, it's going to do this, guys. I'm not kidding. It's going to go like this because there's no more support, right? It's just bankruptcy and liquidity all over the place, okay? For Bitcoin, I believe that's around 150,000 or 170,000. Bitcoin will reach $1 million as soon as we hit or beat those levels, right? XRP will go to $100 and Ethereum will go from $50,000 to $100,000. At this point, I think it will be step by step, but when they turn on the money machine, it will go boomerang style. For now, we're going to raise the price of Bitcoin to around 130,000, XRP to around 6,000, and ETH to around 5,000. I still think it's a good pump, right? Just in from the bar chart, there is a 100% chance that interest rates will be lowered at a meeting in September. Look at that. The Fed has said for sure that rates will go down. That's great because now people are trying to price in. What do we see? 25 or maybe a 50 basis point rate cut. Is that okay? Hey guys, it's going to get crazy the more rate cuts we see. This is great then. Don't forget that the way we're going to pump is funny, right? Rate cuts, on the other hand, have only been talked about since we started to break this moving average. You guys understand how important that was, right? Guys, that's great news. That's exactly why Debit Shirts was created, to fight the FUD and tell everyone not to sell here, right? On a side note, it doesn't really matter because more and more people in the payments and stablecoin space are starting their own blockchains. That makes sense to me as a clear sign that the market sees blockchain as a key part of financial infrastructure. This is something we've believed in for over 13 years and have been working to achieve on the XRP ledger. It's hard to get a blockchain up and running, but it's even harder to build a community with developers, liquidity, trust, and real-world use. The XRP ledger has real support and is being used by institutions because it has been through a lot of tough situations. Right on. Different from XRP, these other chains are like a child, right? Bitcoin is the grandfather after that. And if I'm not wrong, XRP is older than Ethereum, not Ethereum. I believe ETH was created or came to life in 2015. Crazy. The XRP ledger has been updated and made better for more than 10 years. Some blockchains are made with sets of validators that can only be used by certain entities or small groups.